Welcome to the very first session of our new series, the Agiletek Solutions Introspective.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. We're finally kicking this off. We realize that we spend all day, every day, solving problems for our clients, but we rarely, turn the mic on ourselves.
Right.
To explain how the sausage is actually made. And just to get it out of the way right at the top, it's pronounced Agiletek Solutions.
Agile. Tech. Got it.
Exactly. So we're going to be doing this regularly, bringing you deep dives, but today is about the foundation, an informal look under the hood.
I'm really glad we're doing this. It feels, necessary. We get so buried in the tickets, the code, the sprint planning, we forget to articulate the bigger picture.
For sure.
And honestly, I'm still recovering from that deployment last Tuesday. You know the one.
Oh, don't remind me.
We were up until 2 a.m. chasing that config drift? It puts things in perspective. It makes you ask, are we just another IT shop, or are we building something that actually lasts?
That deployment was brutal, but it actually proves the whole point of why we're talking today. We're not trying to sell a product here.
No.
We're dissecting the why. We're going to talk about our values, the heavy machinery in our stack, ServiceNow, SAP, the cloud, and then we have to get real about this new AI Center of Excellence.
Yeah, we do.
Because, let's be honest, every company on LinkedIn has AI expert in their bio right now. We need to pressure test if our approach is actually, different.
Right. The skepticism is high, and it should be. But before we get to the robots, let's talk about the human side of things. We've been around since 2016.
Right.
Grown to over 40 clients. But growth is often just a metric for we hired more people. When you look at Ammar Yusuf, our founder, and Emran Abbas, our CEO, is that philosophy really trickling down to the keyboard level?
That's a fair question.
Or is agility through innovation just a cool poster on the wall?
It's a very fair question. And growth can definitely mask inefficiency. But I think the difference here is that we see transformation as a constant loop, not a destination.
A continuous evolution.
Exactly. That's Ammar's phrase. And you see it in the boring stuff, the credentials. We hold a CMMI Maturity Level 3 appraisal, ISO 9001, ISO 27001. Now, I know what you're thinking.
They're just acronyms.
I
mean, to a lot of engineers, CMMI Level 3 just sounds like more paperwork.
Right.
Slower commits. Does it actually help us move faster? Or is it just compliance weight?
See, that's the common misconception. CMMI Level 3 isn't about slowing you down. It's about having a playbook for chaos. Think about last Tuesday.
Okay.
When things went sideways, we didn't panic and start guessing. We had a standardized process for rollback, for root cause analysis. That certification means we have institutional muscle memory. We don't rely on one hero engineer to save the day.
We rely on a process that works even when everyone is exhausted at 2 a.m.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll grant you that. The process definitely saved us from a total outage. But let's talk about the security-first approach. Every defense contractor says that. Security is our priority.
It's the industry cliché.
It really is. What does that actually mean for one of our developers on a Tuesday morning? How is it different from, say, a commercial startup?
It is night and day, and I mean that literally. We have over 100 professionals, and a huge chunk of them hold top secret and SCI clearances. We work in facility-cleared environments with the DoD, the DOE.
So, coding in a SIFE.
You're coding in a SIFE. You are sitting in a windowless room, and you do not have access to the public internet.
That is the part people always forget. You can't just copy-paste from Stack Overflow when you hit a bug.
Exactly. You can't just Google the error code. You have to actually know the language. You have to understand the memory management. It forces a level of discipline, of raw engineering talent that you just don't get in environments where the answer is always a browser tab away.
That's what security first costs. It costs comfort.
It costs comfort. But the result is code that is incredibly robust because it had to be written with real intent.
That's a great distinction. It's security by necessity. Okay, so let's pivot to the client side. We throw around partner versus vendor. It's classic consulting speak.
It is.
We aren't a vendor, we're your partner, but functionally, how do we prove that? How do we prove we're not just there to bill hours?
It's tough, especially when scope creep starts happening. But the Agile 360 delivery principles we use, agile, outcome-focused, scalable, and sustainable, they force us to be honest.
Sustainable is the interesting one there.
That's the key one for me. Being a partner means we build systems that are efficient enough to run without us eventually. We want to enable the agency, not create a dependency where they have to pay us forever just to keep the lights on.
Which is a kind of a bold business model, right? Automating yourself out of a job.
Well, if you do it right, they hire you for the next, even harder problem.
True. Okay, so let's talk about the tools, the tech stack. ServiceNow, SAP, Cloud. Let's start with ServiceNow. We're a strategic partner, but I keep hearing this term, AI Control Tower. It sounds great on a slide deck, but what is it actually doing? Is it just a fancy dashboard for tickets?
No, it's much more mechanical than that. Think of a standard outage scenario, like before the control tower, a server goes down.
Okay.
Suddenly, the help desk gets 500 emails. 500 individual tickets are created. Phones are ringing off the hook. 3 different teams start investigating 3 different symptoms, and they're all stepping on each other's toes. It's just noise.
Is chaos. And usually, nobody even knows who's actually fixing the root cause.
Exactly. Now picture the after scenario with the AI control tower. That same server goes down, the system ingests all those signals, correlates them using AI, and realizes, wait, these aren't 500 problems, this is one problem. It creates a single master incident. It suppresses all the noise. And then, this is the really cool part, it triggers an automation playbook, maybe an Ansible script, to restart that specific service that hung.
Before a human even touches it.
Before a human engineer has even opened their laptop, it's already notifying stakeholders that a fix is in progress.
So it's diagnostics and triage before anyone even gets involved?
Yeah.
That's actual leverage. Okay, what about SAP? That feels like the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Big, heavy legacy systems.
Yeah.
Are we just keeping the lights on for old tech there, or is there a way to apply that same modern thinking?
Oh, it is absolutely about modernization. We don't treat SAP like this dusty old box you're afraid to touch. We treat it as a candidate for the cloud. We handle the full life cycle, planning, implementation, support, but we apply DevOps rigor to it.
So like CI/CD for an SAP migration?
The exact same principles we'd use for a native cloud build. But those migrations are notorious for failing, usually because of the data, right?
100%. Moving from legacy systems to modern SAP platforms is where projects die. It's because of data corruption. We specialize in data migration integrity. We make sure what you had in the old system is exactly what lands in the new one, but structured for the cloud. We take the fear out of the upgrade. Okay, so we're modernizing the heavy iron. That leads pretty naturally to the cloud itself. AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. I mean, everybody does cloud.
Everyone does cloud.
If I'm a government agency, I can throw a rock and hit a cloud consultant. So why Agiletek? What's the specific angle that isn't just we can lift and shift you?
You're right. The market is saturated with lifters and shifters. Our angle is FinOps, specifically cloud cost management. A lot of agencies move to the cloud, they celebrate, and then they get the first bill.
And it's a shock.
A total shock. They didn't forecast, they didn't tag resources, and now they're just burning budget on idle instances. We don't just send them a spreadsheet. We implement technical controls.
Technical controls. So you're saying we force them to save money? How?
We use automation tools, Ansible, Puppet, Chef, to enforce policy as code. So for example, we can write a script that scans the entire environment every 10 minutes. If a developer spins up an EC2 instance without a valid project code tag,
The script kills it?
the script shuts it down immediately.
That is aggressive, but I bet it's effective.
It has to be. That is infrastructure as code applied directly to the wallet. We treat the budget as just another code constraint. That's the differentiator. It's financial discipline meets engineering rigor.
I like that. So speaking of rigor, let's talk about the AI Center of Excellence.
The big one.
This is the new initiative, the AI Lab. But I have to play devil's advocate here. The deployment gap in federal AI is real. Most projects stall. They look cool in a pilot.
And then they never hit production.
Never. Why? Is the tech just not ready?
No, the tech is ready. The math works. The reason they fail is because of the valley of death between a prototype and a secure, authorized system. You can build a cool demo in a weekend on your laptop.
Sure.
But you cannot just drop a black box AI model into a classified network and expect the CISO to sign off on it. It won't get an ATO, an authorization to operate.
So the AI works, but it's basically illegal to run it in the environment.
Pretty much.
So how does the Agiletek AI lab solve that? Are we just better at filling out the ATO paperwork?
It's not about filling out forms faster. It's about the architecture. Our whole mission is mission-ready artificial intelligence. And the methodology is MVP to ATO to scale.
MVP to ATO to scale.
Think of it this way. Instead of building the AI and then trying to bolt security on at the end, we build the compliance cage first. We use FedRAMP-aligned architectures, low, moderate, high impact. We build a secure, authorized container. Then, and only then, do we put the AI beast inside of it.
That's a crucial flip. So you're selling the cage, not just the beast, and that ensures the project actually goes live.
It's the only way it goes live.
What about the tools inside the cage? What are we using?
It's a curated portfolio. We have TestRigger for AI-powered automated testing. We use Finch.ai for automating mission processes. But two tools are really critical for building trust. The first is Lineage.
And Lineage is for data traceability, right? Why is that such a deal breaker for AI?
Because of explainable AI. Imagine a general asks the AI for a strategy recommendation. The AI gives an answer. The general is immediately going to ask, why did you say that?
Of course.
If you can't answer that question, the tool is useless. It's a toy. Lineage lets us rewind the tape. We can trace exactly which data point influenced which part of that decision. It turns the black box into a glass box.
That is vital for adoption. And the other factor?
We use Thoris.ai for predictive analytics, and then underlining everything is human-in-the-loop governance.
Okay, human-in-the-loop can be a buzzword, though. Does it actually reduce risk? Because the big fear, especially in government, is hallucinations.
The AI just making things up.
Exactly.
And in a mission-critical environment, a hallucination isn't just a funny glitch, it's a major security risk. So for us, human-in-the-loop isn't just a rubber stamp, it's a mechanical kill switch. We design the workflows so that the AI can propose an action, but a human operator has to verify it before it executes.
So the AI never outpaces our trust in it.
You're empowering the operator, not replacing them. That's the goal.
That makes total sense. It mitigates the whole Skynet fear. Okay, so we have the philosophy, the stack, and the AI lab. But, talk is cheap.
It is.
I want to see the receipts. Where have we actually done this? Give me a real-world example of this agility where we genuinely saved a project.
Let's look at the Pantex and Y12 project. This was a trial by fire.
Okay.
They needed a full M365 migration. Teams, email, OneDrive. The stakes were huge. 15,000 employees, multiple sites, and a hard 6-month deadline. But the kicker? They were missing prerequisites. Their user data was a total mess. The GUIDs.
The unique user IDs.
They didn't match between the old systems and the new ones.
Oh, that's a migration nightmare. Usually you have to stop everything and spend 6 months just cleaning data. We didn't have 6 months. How did we solve the GUID mismatch?
We didn't wait for a manual cleanup. We went straight into the code. We wrote custom PowerShell scripts that used heuristic matching. We stopped looking for exact ID matches and started matching based on metadata patterns, names, departments, roles.
So we reconciled 15,000 accounts programmatically?
Exactly.
That's pretty risky if you get it wrong.
Which is why we tested it relentlessly. But it worked. We finished the Teams migration 2.5 months ahead of schedule, and the data migration 1.5 months early. That is agility through innovation. We used code to buy back time that they didn't have.
That's genuinely impressive. Finishing early in government work is almost unheard of. What about something more on the architecture side? Something heavy on security?
Okay, look at Sandia National Laboratories. We installed the Palo Alto 7050 Enterprise Security Appliance to harden their network posture. But we also did deep VMware architecture work. We used SQL and PowerShell to automate their Windows Server maintenance.
Automating Patch Tuesdays?
Basically, we took the manual, mind-numbing drudgery of server maintenance and just scripted it away.
It improved their reliability because scripts don't get tired and forget a step at 3 a.m.
And that freed up their team to do actual security work instead of just patching boxes.
And that ties right back to that sustainable principle we talked about. We left them with a machine that runs itself.
That makes sense.
So, from the speed at Pantex to the security at Sandia, the common thread is that engineering discipline. We aren't just throwing code at the wall. We're trying to bridge that gap between cool tech and mission-ready secure systems.
It really does feel like we're building a specific kind of culture here. It's rigorous. And honestly, if anyone listening is a kind of engineer who actually likes the idea of coding in a SciF or writing heuristic scripts to solve impossible data problems, where should they go?
You should absolutely talk to us. We are hiring. Check out our Agiletek Cyber arm at agiletekcyber.io or just hit the career section on the main site.
And for the agency folks who are listening and need this kind of work done.
We are a GSA MAS contract holder.
And for those who don't speak procurement, what does that actually mean?
It means the red tape is already cut. The procurement path is cleared. If you need this kind of expertise, we can start working fast. You don't have to wait a year to get us in the door.
Perfect. So we're going to be back regularly with this series. Next time, I really want to crack open the hood on those automation scripts we talked about.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe look at some of the Ansible playbooks, get into the weeds a bit.
I would love that. Let's get technical. Until then, thanks for listening to this Agiletek Solutions introspective.
See you next time.